Everyone, this is FilibusterFox, and we're about to get started here today. I've gotten it announced on all my little announcy thingies that we have gotten started. I'm in the chat, ready to go. Now, as forewarning, I'm feeling not so great tonight, so I'm going to keep this one fairly short. We're not going to run over an hour at the very worst. And I need to wake up early in the morning anyways to open work, so it works out that I'm going to do a short one tonight. So, XSplit depopulated all of my set camera settings. So, I went in and quickly created a new setup, which is why we're starting a little bit late today. Just a couple of minutes. It's like 4 minutes late because I've had to go in and change things to how they should be again. What this means is that I haven't had quite enough chance to update my setup so that we have a border around the webcam. Someone suggested that I put a border around it that should match the UI and the spectate mode and stuff like that, so it's just not a box of webcam kind of shoved in there. So I'm going to get going here. We're going to pick a topic today, and we're going to do a brief discussion on some of the new jungling items that have come up in Season 3 and how they're relevant to what characters. We're going to start doing this by going over into a custom game here. We're going to have a look at the items pretty quick here. Now, obviously, the most noticeable item of that is the machete, the mini wriggles that you can start with for 300 gold. We're just going to go ahead and grab Soraka for jungling right now, because I've been meaning to try Soraka as a jungle route. Let's go ahead. AP, AD jungle, AP. We'll go tanky AP. Then we'll go magic pen. Actually, we'll go attack damage, mana regen, AP, AD. We'll go with that setup. I haven't actually jungled Soraka yet in the new changes. I haven't jungled Soraka since before they basically changed the heals and changed the supports way back early on in Season 2, where they made her infuse not affect herself anymore. Where I used to do her in a lot of solo lanes, and I would try in the jungle and all sorts of things. I have heard that with some of the new items, you can jungle with Soraka now. So I'm just going to see how that route works out while I'm discussing these items. So I'm going to kill two birds with one stone here. So first up is the Hunter's Machete. This builds either into the Magic's Razor, which goes into Wriggles if you're AD, or into Spirit Stone, which will give you sustain, and then you can build that into 3 different items as whatever. You can get ability power, attack damage, or health. So you can go tanky, or ability power, or you can go for damage, depending on what way you want to go.
Welcome to Summoner's
All right.
Rift.
So when we've got that, we're going to take 5 pots, pretend that, you know, I'm just doing any of my AD jungler build. I'm going to go ahead and take Stark Hall, because I think that's going to do the most damage over time. Yeah. Right, and I'll pick up Infuse second. So we're going to see if we can solo the wolves without a leash here, and then go to blue. This may be a very tough jungle route. Maybe that I should just start blue, but we're going to go with it. Now, Hunter's Machete gives increase of all kinds of damage to monsters, increased by 10%, and your basic attacks deal 10 bonus true damage to monsters on hit. So it's good with attack damage runes for the most part, just like Wriggles is. And it's also good for any spells or anything like that. So all of my spells will do 10% more damage. My Star Call, doing 65 damage, will do 71.5 damage. Throw my basic attack, it will do not only increase 10% damage to monsters, so bring that to about 72 damage. It'll also deal a bonus 10 true damage, so I should be able to get some decent damage going on these minions, despite being a level 1 Soraka. Here we go. Pop a potion here.
By the power of the stars.
Alright. This is a little rough, but it's not necessarily easy to do wolves with any jungler at this point without any sort of assistance.
Never waste a breath.
So it's not too bad. Now hopefully here with the weaker secondary monsters. Go ahead and pre-pop that. 490. Oh my. This is problematic. Hey, come here, Blue. Come here. Oh, shoot. Okay, so definitely would require a leash to do this jungle with, you know, I'm just gonna go ahead and be... No, go away. Okay, so that did not work. Soraka's not gonna magically solo the jungle by herself. I'm gonna go in the lane, get a level or two, and then I'm gonna come back for Blue. Anyways, the whole point of this is not to say, hey, jungle Soraka is OP or anything like that. That was just a convenient coincidence that I wanted to see how she would perform in the jungle. The advantage of taking a look at this is we're going to have a look at some of the new jungling items. Following that, we're going to try and spectate a jungler in an early match, see how they build it. There we go. Alright, now that I have infused, I should be able to kite it around enough.
Heal and protect.
And pop a potion, so I'm back up to full. Half mana, not so ideal, but if I get blue, I'll be okay. Level 3 should be perfectly fine for taking this guy on 1v1.
Where am I needed?
Get that armor buff. Not too worried about running out of mana. Okay, I'm a little worried about running out of mana. There we go. Alright, I've killed blue. Now that should make the rest of the jungle fairly easy for Soraka, because running out of mana is obviously going to be one of the biggest threats for her. Because once she can't cast, she can't kill. There we go, kill the little one. Don't die, Soraka. You can do this. You can do it. You can do it, Soraka. Oh, yeah. Alright. Let's level up Star Call some more. Pop myself a heal. I wish I could infuse myself for more mana, but, you know, as I mentioned before, took that out a while ago. Alright, yeah, level 2 Star Call can two-shot those extra rays. That helps. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and be here and heal up. And see what we can start building this into. Now, we need to build Spirit Stone first, which, hey, we have enough for. Bonus, we'll get that. We'll get a couple pots.
Peace of mind.
And we'll actually wait until we heal up before we leave. There we go. We'll head off to columns. So this is not an ideal jungle route. I've blown it way far. This is the first time I've tried the Soraka jungle and how it's set up. So, don't mind that. So now that we've got Spirit Stone, it gives us health regen and mana regen. It increases that damage to 20% and it's still the 10 per on hit. Now with Soraka, I'm thinking about going Spirit of Spectral Wraith, which will give you Spell Vamp. Increases the damage dealt to monster by 25%, but you lose the passive where you do the flat true damage with your auto attack, but that extra ability power and mana regen will make up for that. Also available is Spirit of Ancient Golem, which gives you a lot of tankiness. You just build that with a Giant's Belt and you get the 500 health and armor. And you get tenacity with that, so that's very good for tanks. And then there's Spirit of the Elder Lizard, which builds with a pickaxe with this, and that creates your basic attacks and spells that don't do damage over time, do bonus true damage over time. But what we're going to build here with Soraka is going to be the Spectral Wraith. There we go. Jungle's a lot quicker now. Doing, let's see, 580. Oh, actually heal myself so I don't die. There we go. Got us a red buff. Now, why would you want to play jungle Soraka? Let's talk about this while I'm doing this. Well, think about the ganks. You come in to a lane that's very low health, and then they're healthy again and you silence the lane. Not a lot of CC there. Not the most effective gank, to be honest. However, once you've got Star Call up a bit, you're going to be farming like crazy. You may even want to get like a chalice so you can start giving blue away to the mid, something like that. Who knows? I haven't tried enough yet in Season 3. I'm just here to show you the items, and to show you that with these items you can do some pretty interesting things that you may not have considered before. Alright, so now that we've cleared our jungle, much faster now that, you know, this is done.
The whole world
and we have Star Call level 3. We're going to go gank top, and by gank top, I mean gank the minions in top, and get some XP here. Now, obviously, Sightstone is not good for laning like Wriggles is, because it's only doing the bonus damage to monsters. You take a look at Wriggles, and it works on minions and monsters with that bonus damage you get. So if you're a laner, you don't want to be building these, because it'll only work on the jungle minions, and not the lane ones. There we go, get my ult. And hey, global presence in the jungle. One of your guys getting ganked and you're way too far away to counter gank? Better ult. Oh, they're healthy again. Okay, so Soraka jungle's not that great a thing. We weren't really expecting that. But I am getting to show you these items at least. So as I've shown you, there are only a few more jungling options, but it does give you the options. The Hunter's Machete is pretty much the starting item for just about any jungler you can go with. You know, the Cloth Armor is no longer really the starting build. You really want that machete to clear the jungle with. And you can go into Wriggles if you're someone who would also farm the lanes a lot and want to kill Dragon fast, that sort of thing. You need a lifesteal, or you can go into the Spirit Stone for sustain and for the mana regen and such like that, and build into one of the either tanky attack damage or AP items. For someone like Shyvani, you'll probably still want to go Wriggles, if anything at all. For AP casters, you clearly got to go Spirit Stone. Anyone who uses mana can also benefit from Spirit Stone. Keeps you in the lane a bit longer. It's kind of like having a Philosopher's Stone, to be honest. The stones are pretty good for sustain, it seems. You know, Spirit Stone, Sight Stone, Philosopher's Stone, all good for staying in lane for long periods of time. I'm gonna take their blue.
To heal and protect.
Alright, so I've shown you those items. That's what I wanted to accomplish with this. We're just going to go ahead and back out of this. Now, we're going to find a new jungling game here and get started. Let me just move this over here. There we go. You can't actually see what I moved because it's my XSplit. It's invisible. 630, 510. 510 it is. Alright, we're going to spectate this random match here and see exactly how their junglers are building. I'm not going to go too much in the details of jungling. I'm mainly going to look at their items. So we've got Skarner on blue as the jungler, and we've got Nunu on purple/red. So we see Skarner. He's got 14 CS already. He's on his first clear, I think. He's got Hunter's Machete and Potions. Not a surprising build. Let's see. Your jungler is Nunu. Nunu. He started Boots and Pots. Nunu is a bit of an exception here. Because he has Feast. Or, not Feast. That's the Cho'Gath spell. He's got Consume. That's the one. Same sort of thing as Feast. It helps him burn through that jungle really fast. He's not terribly necessary to have Machete on. You can go for the Boots to get the earlier ganks. Pink wards there. The pink ward fight here has become a pretty big thing in Season 3. You know, surprisingly enough, I'm seeing a lot more pink wards in Season 3 than I saw in Season 2. I had one game where their support bought exclusively pink wards, and it was really annoying. Pink wards are really worth it. But that's not the point here. Let's look at this jungler. He's coming in to do a gank here. Skarner was not able to save the Graves. Graves, however, did get both of them very low. Skarner should be able to pick up it. Yeah, there we go. Skarner picked the game. That kill on Skarner is going to help him out in the jungle. Unless he dies here to traps and minions. Nunu, I believe, would be... Yeah, there you are. Nunu, what have you built? You have Madred's Razors, Cloth Armor. So it looks like he's building towards a Wriggles, actually. Wriggles isn't a bad choice on Nunu. With Blood Boil, you get that more attack speed, so you can proc that Wriggles proc a lot more. And always having a free ward to put around is wonderful. Let's see what Skarner's doing. He got level 2 boots and cloth armor. He could also be going into the Wriggles. It's a little hard to tell at that point, but he did build that Ninja Tabby, and he's going to be a huge pain to their AD characters. Primarily Zed and Caitlyn. Where's Zed? There's Zed. I was looking at Zed when I was clicking him. No wonder the camera didn't move. But Zed mid is kind of a huge pain in the tail. So having that extra armor, not necessarily a bad thing for that. It's not going to help with ganks in the top lane. So if I could speed time, I would. So let's just commentate this action story. Let's have a look at top here. We got Lee Sin against Vladimir. Vladimir's got a nice poke. Lee Sin is just free win. And here comes the starter for the gank on the Vlad. Now, Vlad does have his trophy available, and did scare off Lee Sin. Skarner's going to try to do a bunch of damage, but Vlad might even be able to take him down one-on-one, and there goes the pool. Vlad could have won that fight if they hadn't been more careful. Fortunately, Nunu is being Nunu and doing a very early dragon at 8 minutes. Oh, and blue is way out of position for this. They're not going to be able to contest it all. It's going to be a free dragon pickup. I think one of the advantages of having Nunu, you can do that extra early dragon very easily. And get free gold for everybody, giving you a nice starting advantage. As long as you keep control of the dragon ward area. Oh, hey, and look. Both teams have warded the tri-bush. Little bit of a nudge back to my last episode. Ward this bush! And look, red warded the other area I suggested. Lay gasp. When you've got the extra wards, hey look, red warded here too. The other place I said to ward. This ward, it was there to kill the enemy ward. They don't terribly need it there. In fact, they don't really need it there at all, except to kill the enemy ward. And to discourage them from rewarding it. So that's a counter ward. These other things are the safety wards. Oh no, Fiddle's gonna find out. There's no dragon! But yes, my point has been made many times about warding that location. I'm gonna stop making it. Having a look at the builds here, he went back for more potions. Nunu, what are you building? You haven't gotten any farther, really. Further, farther. Either way, it all works out. Now, I did mention that this was going to be a short episode. So, I'm maybe going to go another 10 minutes here, make it about a half-hour episode, so I can get some sleep and recover before work tomorrow. But I've got a nice long 3-day weekend coming up, so there will be no such constraints in the next couple of days. Unless I'm just feeling ill. A lot of sickness going around where I live right now. Pretty much everyone's getting the flu or strep throat or things like that. I'm trying to avoid it, but working retail means you can't really do that. If you want to avoid sickness, you should be a YouTuber and make all your money doing YouTube. Good luck with that. Of course, you know, you'll still get sick. That's the nature of life. Pay taxes, you get sick, and you die. The get sick part, I added to the thing. You all know this. Back to the game, yes, yes, no more sidetracks for me. None at all. I promise there will be not another sidetrack for at least 30 seconds. We're going to look at this Nunu come up here and try to do something about Lee Sin. Lee Sin is always a very difficult link to gain because he's got a lot of escapes, and if his ult's up and such like that, he can just kick the attacker away. Nunu, however, realizing that it is Lee Sin, just backs off after doing a single snowball and goes back to farming. Good choice. Lee Sin, good job just discouraging the gank by just leaving because you're Lee Sin and you just don't care. So put your hands up in the air. Hey, Skarner, what you doing? Still got the same build. Hasn't gone B yet. You can try to keep a background eye on the junglers, see if they go B at all. I'll have a look at the bot lane here. See if anything's going on. Caitlyn seems to have the advantage in first thought. 111, 93 farm, 2 Graves, 65 farm, 111. She's being able to pass out. She's got a Bloodthirster. Is that fully stacked? That is a fully stacked Bloodthirster. That's a lot of trouble. Oh, and Lee Sin teleported to the ward. That is going to catch Sona really easily there. Nice kick from the Lee Sin. Basically leaving Caitlyn alone to do damage. Oh, and the Sona ult. Turning around and getting a kill on the Fiddlesticks. And are they going to get the Lee Sin too? Oh, they got the Lee Sin. No, they didn't get the Lee Sin. Oh, but they're going to get the Graves because Nunu showed up just in time. Caitlyn does go down to Lee Sin, who does get out because Lee Sin is a broken piece of crap and everyone hates him. Okay, well, that's not necessarily true, but Nunu does come in and pick up the kill on Graves. And Lee Sin gets away scot-free. because he's Lee, not Scott. He is free of Scots. Is Zed? Oh, Zed comes in to finish him off, correctly predicting the bush he would hide in. Because there's a ward there. Yep. Wards. They make you win games. And hey, free red buff. Nunu just chilling around, going around, stealing all the jungles. Let's have a look at what Skarner comes back with when he's alive. Skarner, but a Philosopher's Stone for the sustain, and for the hiccups, and for the gold per 5. Because he is not seeing a whole lot of success here picking up kills. A gold per 5 item can help you when you're behind as a jungler. But you have to commit to it kind of early. Philosopher's Stone is a good item on pretty much anyone. It'll build into great items later on if you want that good initiate, especially as Skarner. You can blow the Shurelya's later on once you've caught up. Just get in there, ult someone out of position, get everyone killed, and win the game. Yay. In theory. That's the general idea behind going for an early. Now, I would like to point out that Fiddlestick support is really, really annoying, but so is Sona and Caitlyn. Fiddle is so far behind at this point, that ult may have been a little unwise, but we'll go with it. Gray's forced to get out of here. We get a lot of free damage on this tower. Caitlyn, at this point, may decide not to kill the tower yet, and to just farm the lane up, because when you're this far ahead, and it's not far in, taking the tower is actually less value to you, than just getting more kills. Because if you're just rolling the other team, why not get free kills for it? Keep getting farther ahead. Killing the tower is nice. Killing the lane a few more times and denying them from farm is better. I mean, right here, Graves and Fiddlesticks actually have to fight them in order to get to farm at all, because the tower will just keep killing them before it gets to them. It's also a very dangerous position for them to be in, but they have good ward coverage. Sure, a jungler can sneak through here, but they've got very good ward coverage in the jungle, so they basically have to come in to interfere. Once again, Nunu's going to get a free dragon because he's Nunu, which is one reason I mentioned if there are a few junglers you really want to ward dragon with, and that's Shaco, Shogoth, Nunu, probably some others that I'm thinking of, but those are really good ones to have reason to ward dragon, because they'll just go do it whenever they feel like it. In fact, warding Baron is important early with Nunu, because he's one of the people who can solo it fairly early. Let's consume. I would like to see that before we finish this match. What's Nunu got? Alright, he built an Aegis, still kept the Blood Razor and the boots. Not too bad. Finishing off the Wriggles isn't that huge deal for him right now. Getting that, what did he roll again? Getting the Aegis helps his team out a lot whenever he goes in, and it helps his natural tankiness a lot as well. Looks like red team is just dominating this match. 2 turrets to 0. Could easily take bottom turret whenever they feel like it. And not really in danger of losing any of their towers quite yet. Clyde is just cheekily killing off the bottom tower. It's less than health than the first tower. Oh, we're gonna see. Oh, that fully stacked Bloodthirster. They did manage to kill Sona, but not Caitlyn. And Caitlyn got a double kill. So what's Caitlyn gonna do? Why is Caitlyn rushed to static shiv? That's so strange. You don't see that much. I guess it works. She likes it better than Phantom Dancer, each to their own. I would normally go Phantom Dancer second, but
Blue team's turret has been
that's me.
destroyed.
I usually play Misfortune instead of Caitlyn. I might try static shiv early, see how it works for me. It's not something I've experimented with. And Zed should be able to pick off that. There it goes. The Rise is going down. 6 kills behind. 10,000.4 gold disadvantage to the blue team. This one's pretty much in the bag for, unless, well, Lee Sin is probably going to die as well. Might die before, oh, and then he Lee Sins. Fortunately, Zed can also do the same thing. Lee Sin may be able to get executed before Zed can catch up, but it's doubtful. was the word I was looking for. Yes, doubtful. Alright, so we're going to watch out the end of the rest of this match because it looks like it's going to be a fairly fast match. Red team is dominating this. I mean, the gold difference of 11,000 now. 3 towers to 0. 7 extra kills. All the dragons going their way. They're counter-jungling. They've got wards through the enemy's bottom jungle, allowing that bot lane to just push out constantly. They're going to be able to start taking this tower down, while Vlad barely has to bring minions to kill this tower. He could probably just tank it and kill it. And mid tower is just kind of there. Meanwhile, blue has no recourse, basically. They're tied up. They don't have wards out anywhere. They're trying to put out wards right now to get a little bit of a defensive position here so they can even defend their inner towers, which would be fantastic for them to be able to actually defend something. But they're not in a terribly great situation. 3-man gank going on a bot, but with Nunu nearby. Oh, Nunu stopped coming. Fortunately, trap. Oh, that Fiddle almost dies to just 2 little pokes from Caitlyn. He sent the snipe for him, but with Nunu coming in, that puts him almost down to half health. Meanwhile, Vlad, split push and farming. My man, Vlad. There you go, split push and farm. Z2. I'll just push him past the tower, getting that farm, and watching the tower die behind me. The fight going on. He's just tower diving. Fiddlesticks ults in, dies very quickly. I said dies very quickly. Actually managed to kill Sona. Fiddlesticks survived a surprisingly long time. But Lee Sin kick actually ironically saving the Nunu from tower and not. It was a good decision to make that kick to try to break his ultimate from killing everyone, but it also saved him and they died anyways to Zed. If the Zed wasn't there, it would have been fantastic. As it was, Nunu may have taken more tower damage had he not done that.
Precision and good equipment.
Because a sniper's greatest tool is precision and good equipment. Down goes the inhibitor tower. Down goes the inhibitor. 20 minutes 15. Wouldn't. Yeah, there's the surrender. Of course, I don't have my chat on. I need to re-enable that here. Can I turn that on? Chat. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Alright. So 20 minutes, 22 seconds. 9 kill advantage. All the towers that only inhib. Very dominating show by that red team. Level advantages across the board. Even Sona out-leveled most of their team. And just the farm, you've got 211 farm, 180 and 170 farm to the next highest of 130 on the opposing team. It's the gold advantage and everything was just overwhelming for red there. But what we did see is the final builds on the jungler here, I want to point out. The Shirelias that I called out on the Skarner. Good initiate, but unfortunately the game went too poorly, too fast for that Skarner to be of much use. And then the Nunu, of course, went with tankiness, went with alacrity boots so he could keep up even more ridiculously with his blood boil. And just general tankiness. Looks like he was building into a Frozen Heart, or maybe a Randuin's there. Who will know? I personally would have leaned towards Randuin's in that situation, but not by a whole lot. Just going slow, everyone. The Frozen Hearts really going to hurt attack speed champs, and a lot of these are AD casters and AP casters. Well, I hope you've gotten some value from the brief look at jungle's items and how they affect the current jungling. Those Blood Racers are very good if you don't really need to build into any of them and you just need that damage and can proceed with your other build. There's always, of course, the traditional Wriggles that everyone knows and loves for the free ward and the extra life steal over the Razors. Then you've got the 3 new that build from the Spirit Stone. Spirit Stone just being sustained and damage to monsters. The Spectral Wraith version being for AP casters and Spell Vamp. The Ancient Golem one being the tanky one, and the Ancient Lizard, or whatever it's called, the Elder Lizard, I believe, for AD characters. I have not seen a lot of those items other than the AP version. A lot of people still go with Wriggles on AD. I just haven't seen it used much. Maybe people just don't know about them yet. but they're pretty decent options that bear at least a thought depending on which jungler you are. Each jungler is going to have a different advantage with a different item. In fact, you don't need to actually see my screen. Well, let me talk to you directly some more here. Each jungler is going to have a different advantage to each different item. If you need to build any of them at all, in the case of Shyvana, for example, Regal's, while hilariously fun and fast to kill lanes with, isn't really necessary once you get some AD built, because your attack speed's going to do the damage anyways. Regals will let you melt through monsters and minions super fast. I always love building it on either my solo top or my jungle Shyvana, but it's not necessary. Well, guys, I'm very tired. We've done over 30 minutes here, so that seems like a good point to call this episode. I hope this has helped you at all, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow, where we will be discussing top lane matchups. That's right, top lane matchups for tomorrow. Episode 4 of the FilibusterFox daily live stream on League of Legends. Once again, if you want to watch live and you're watching on the archives on either Twitch TV or my YouTube channel, well, in the YouTube channel case, in the About section below, there's a link to the stream as well as the time it is, 9 p.m. Pacific, midnight Eastern. It's pretty late, I know, but I have to adjust for a work schedule. And the whole point is to bring a new analysis to things in League of Legends and just listen to someone talk about what is going on to help you get a new thought perspective on what you're doing. Find a new way to think about the game, and you may find a new way to play the game and get better advantages. This has been FilibusterFox, and I'll see you next time.